Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1972 Pennant race is on the air. Today's date is September 4, 1972. We are at Memorial Stadium for a big game in the American League East between the New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles. The Yankees come into this game a record of 70-58. The Orioles a record of 67-60. Let's take a look at the standings after yesterday. In the American League East, the Yankees have a 2.5 game lead in that division. A bit surprising, but they have the lead there. Boston and Detroit are tied for third. The Indians are 1 game under 500, but only 2.5 back of third place, still alive. The American League West, the Oakland Athletics, very much running away with it. Their magic number to clinch a playoff spot is 2, so they could clinch a playoff spot tonight. Kansas City is 19 games back, but they got a very good hold on second place. At the moment, nobody else in the American League West is slated for third. We may only have 5 teams coming out of the American League in the postseason. National League East, the Pittsburgh Pirates, 10.5 against the Cubs to win that division. The Mets and the Cardinals, neck and neck for third place. The Mets are 500, the Cardinals are 1 game under, but they're only a half game back of the Mets. And these two teams will be playing each other very soon. The National League West, the Reds have an 8-game lead on the Astros for the division there. The Dodgers only 1 game over 500. The Braves are only 2 back of third place. They are 3 games under 500, though, but they are not out of it yet. That is the state of the league for 1972. Jeremy Brooks, Vita Productions, DJP, Phoenix Knight, Joel Turney, and David Vega join us here at Memorial Stadium. The Yankees historically won this game. The Yankees 5 runs and 9 hits. The Orioles 2 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors. So there will be a big game tonight, hopefully between these two. As I said, the Yankees are 2.5 games ahead of the Orioles. Plus, remember, board record is also very important in case there's a tie in the standings. So a big game tonight for the Orioles to try to get to 1.5 back, and then we'll see what 10-minute ticker has to say. Doug Sessoms joins us here at Memorial Stadium. Yes, you're just getting into Inside Pitch. I'm enjoying the videos. I thank you very much for that, Mr. Sessoms. I do know you watch a lot of baseball demos, and of course, ID Jester and Uncle Dave Gardner. Good to have you here, sir. And Inside Pitch is a great game to get into. The thing about Inside Pitch, once you get into it, it's very hard to get out of it. So, we got a big game tonight here to continue the pennant race. Let's get started. Starting pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles tonight is Pat Dobson. 16 wins, 18 losses, a 2.65 ERA, 161 strikeouts and 62 walks in 72. That pretty much just tells me he got no run support. That is a great stat for a pitcher here. And this was the second game of a doubleheader that was played that day. So we're going to play the second game. The reason why I'm doing it is we've not seen these two pitchers. We are at Memorial Stadium. Pitchers Park, 84 home runs, add 1 plus 1 to strikeouts, minus 1 to walks. So we will see what happens here in 72 as Sean 1113 joins us here at Memorial Stadium. So without further ado, let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Yankees will be the second baseman, Horace Clarke, a 241 average, 3 homers, 37 RBIs in 72. We're going to use orange, white, and black dice. Orioles are the home team, and we are ready. Big game here in the American League East. Yankees and the O's. Let's see what Inside Pitch has to say tonight. First pitch. Dobson, 2-5, strikeout 8, and that's just going to miss. Clarke, 6-1. That's a ground out to second base. That'll get taken care of by Bobby Grich, and he will toss it over for the out. Next up will be the third baseman, Bernie Allen. I don't know much about him. 227 average, 9 homers, 21 RBIs in 72. Dobson, A 1-4 wild pitch, ball 1. 3-2 error on a grounder. Allen 2-2. That's a base hit to left field. Single hit to Tommy Davis. His error rating is a 0. He will not make an error out there, and that's just going to be a base hit for Allen as he will hold it first. Now we'll see the center fielder, Bobby Mercer. Pretty darn good player. 292 average, 33 homers, 96 RBIs in 72. Infield a double play. Allen didn't have any stolen bases, and he won't get any here. Dobson, a 6-6 against the lefty. It's a blank. Mercer, 4-5, and that is a fly out to center field. And Paul Blair is going to get to that one. He'll make the play for the second out. And now here comes the left fielder, Roy White. Was he another underrated player in history? 270 average, 10 homers, 54 RBIs. Anything on Strat? Nope. Allen will stay where he is. Dobson will pitch. Dobson, 4-6, walk, 14. That is ball 4. He does walk him. So White will trot to first and keep the inning going with a walk. First walk given up by Dobson. Here comes the right fielder, Johnny Collison. 258 average, 9 homers, 34 RBIs in 72. Nothing on the 10. Dobson will go ahead and pitch. Dobson, 3-4, strikeout 16. That is too high. Collison, 4-4, and that is a ground out to second base. It'll be Gritch getting to that, and he's going to throw to first to get Collison, and that will end the inning. No runs, a hit, and a walk. Strand a couple for the Yanks, and we will go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the New York Yankees tonight is Rob Gardner. 8 wins, 5 losses, a 3.06 ERA. He had 58 strikeouts and 25 walks, did start and relief a couple of times. So Rob Gardner gets the call for the Yanks. Leading off for the Orioles will be the shortstop, Mark Belanger, a 186 average, 2 homers and 16 RBIs in 72. Gardner will pitch. Gardner, 2-6, walk, 20 is high. Belanger, a 4-5, and that's grounded to first. And that's going to be Felipe Alou getting to that one. He'll take it to the bag himself. And now next up for Orioles will be Bobby Gritch. Again, a Hall of the Very Good, and some people think Hall of Fame. I don't know about that, but it's pretty close. Gritch is at second base tonight. 278 average, 12 homers, 50 RBIs. John Haverly joins us here at Memorial Stadium. Gardner, 4-3, wild pitch, ball 1. 5-5, error on a throw. Gritch, 5-5. And that's going to be an infield single to third, but that's going to get picked up by Bernie Allen. His error rating is an 11. That's an 18. He'll hold on to it. He won't make a throwing error, and Gritch is going to be safe. Infield single for Gritch. And now we will see the left fielder, Tommy Davis, at 259 average, no homers and 12 RBIs. Infield is at double play. Gritch at 13 stolen bases. And he does not get the steal sign. Davis gets the hit and run sign. And that might not be a bad idea because his attempt rate is a 3, -1 is a 2. Davis is a 12. So you add, makes it 4. He does get the hit and run. And he has no home run power, so why not? Hit and run is on. Gardner, 2-3 against the righty. It's a blank. Davis, 4-6, and that's a fly out to center. That'll be gathered there by Bobby Mercer, and he will make the catch. Gritch will head back to first base, and that is out number 2. As Dan Atkins and Doug Hunt join us here at Memorial Stadium. Next up is the right fielder, a young Don Baylor, 253 average, 11 homers, 38 RBIs. Great, that's not a bad season. Strategy, nothing on the 10. Gardner will pitch. Gardner, 3-6, home run chance, righty, 1-3, 20 is too high. Baylor, 4-4, but instead he will hit a double into left field against the lefty. That'll be a blast into left, and that'll be a double. Will it score, Gritch? With 2 outs, base runner 4. Double to left, though, -1. A 1-3. Gritch will score. He does not. The throw comes in quickly, and they have to hold him at third. I would have thought you'd send him, but they decide to hold him up as Roy White gets that ball in fast, and they have to hold him up. So now runners at second and third on the double, and here comes the human vacuum cleaner, third baseman Brooks Robinson. Hall of Famer? Yes. Greatest fielding third baseman of all time, I believe. Gritch on at third, Baylor on at second. Strategy, nothing on the 11. Gardner will pitch. Gardner, 1-2, strikeout 8. That is high, just barely. Robinson, 4-3, and it's a line drive to short, and Gene Michael's going to grab it. And that's going to end the inning. A chance for the Orioles, but they don't bring in the run. No runs, 2 hits. And that's pretty much it. And after 1, we got no score. Orioles are 2.5 back of the Yankees. The Yankees lead the American League East. Very interesting so far how the 72 season is going. Leading off for the Yankees will be the first baseman, Felipe Alou. He had a good year in 72. 278 average, 6 homers, 37 RBIs. And let's see what we got here. I don't know why I'm rolling a strat. I should just go ahead and roll. Dobson, 2-2, strikeout, 14 is high. Alou, 6-1, fly out to left. Tommy Davis will get to that one. He will come near the line, but grab it. Thurman Munson, I believe, played in the first game. He's on the bench for the second game. Here comes the catcher, John Ellis. And that's not too bad. A 294 average, 5 homers, 25 RBIs for only 52 games. That's not as bad as a backup for Munson. And I don't know again why I'm only a strat. Dobson, 4-2, strikeout 10. Called strike 3 on Ellis. He got him. And that'll be the first K for Dobson. 2 away. And now here's the shortstop, Gene Michael, future manager. 233 average, a homer, and 32 RBIs in 72. Dobson, 5-5, error on a throw. Michael, 1-2, and that's a line out right to third base, and that will be Robinson, the human vacuum cleaner. He's going to suck it up. It'll go right into his glove, and that'll be out number 3 and end the inning. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of inning 2. Leading off for the Orioles will be the first baseman, Boog Powell. And this guy was pretty big. 252 average, 21 homers, 81 RBIs. And when he hit the ball, he hit it pretty much with power. Gardner, 3-5 against a lefty. It's a blank. Powell, 6-4, base hit. He'll hit that one into left. And Powell will get to first. Here comes the center fielder, Paul Blair, a 233 average, 8 homers, 49 RBIs in 72. Infield double play. And Powell not going anywhere. Although he had 4 stolen bases, though. Probably successful, probably failed hit and runs that he probably got. Gardner, 6-5, error on a grounder. Blair, 1-6. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to first. That ball is hit to Alou. His error rating is an 8. That's an 11. He's not going to make an error. Let's see what happens here. 3-2-2. Shortstop pivot. Michael 0, 1-2. No. Powell will easily be thrown out at second base as he is mud. But Blair will get to first on the fielder's choice. 1 down. And here comes the catcher, Andy Etchebarren. 202 average, 2 homers, and 21 RBIs. Strategy roll. Blair had 7 stolen bases. He won't get any extra here. Gardner, 1-2, strikeout, 8, swing and a miss, struck the mound. And that will be the first strikeout for Gardner. 2 down. And now we'll see the pitcher, Pat Dobson, a 141 average and 3 RBIs. It's not terrible for a pitcher. Strategy roll. And Blair staying where he is. Gardner, 2-4. That's a range play at the park. Memorial Stadium, 5-2. It's a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Horace Clark. Infield is back. His range is a 3. That's a 2. Clark has easily got it, and he will take his time and toss it over to first. And that will retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Orioles. No score after 2. As the Yankees and the Orioles playing an important series here in the pennant race. We go to the top of the third. And leading off for the Yankees will be the pitcher, Rob Gardner, a 107 average and had an RBI on 72. Dobson, 2-1. That is a blank. He's not tired. Gardner, 5-5. That's a base hit. He'll hit one right past the pitcher and into the outfield. So Gardner starts with a leadoff single. DH, I don't need no stinking DH. Here comes Clark. Clark is 0 for 1. Infield is at double play. And nothing happened. That is a 1, but Gardner not going anywhere. Dobson with the pitch. Dobson, 4-4. That is a blank. Clark, a 4-6, and that's popped out to third base. And Robinson calling for it. He's going to be in fair territory, actually. He'll make the play for the out. Next up is Allen. Allen got a base hit his first time up. And that's a 20. Dobson's going to go ahead, try to get Gardner at first base. He won't get him. Dobson will now pitch. Dobson, 5-5, error on a throw. Allen, 2-3, and that's a fly ball to right. And getting over there will be Baylor. He will make the catch for out number 2. Gardner not going anywhere, so there won't be a throwing error. So 2 away now for Mercer. Mercer is 0 for 1. Anything on the strat? Nope. Dobson will go ahead and pitch. Dobson, 6-2, range play. Mercer, 4-5. That's a fly ball into center field. Going after that is Paul Blair. He wasn't too bad. His range is a 4. He's got it. Nice play by Blair. He takes a few steps backward, but he makes it easily. And that will end the inning. No runs and a hit for the Yanks. And we'll go to the bottom of the third. Leading off for B-More will be Mark Belanger, and he's 0 for 1. No score here. Bottom of the third inning, Yankees and Orioles. Big game here in the AL East. Gardner, 4-1, strikeout. 15 is going to miss. Belanger, 3-5, and that's a single. He'll hit that one pass short, and the Orioles get the leadoff man on. Next up is Grich. Grich is 1 for 1. Infield double play. Belanger had 6 stolen bases, and he's not getting any here. Grich actually gets the bunt sign, but with a 278 average, and he's got home run power, he's swinging. Gardner will go ahead and pitch. Gardner, 3-5. Against the righty, walk plus 10, and that 19 will walk Grich. So Belanger to second and Grich to first. Now the Orioles got something going on here. It's the first walk given up by Gardner. And here comes Davis. Davis is 0 for 1. Anything on strat? Nope. The 4 says no. Belanger's on it second. Grich is on it first. Gardner sets up against Davis. Gardner, 2-5. Strikeout 6. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that is going to be the second strikeout for Gardner, and that's out number 1. That's a big K. Here comes Baylor. Baylor got a double his first time up. Nothing happening on the bases. Gardner will go ahead and pitch. Bernard Strom joins us here at Memorial Stadium. By the way, he has an excellent channel. Make sure you check that out. Gardner, 3-3 against the righty. It's a blank. Baylor, 3-3, base hit, right past short. That will be a single. Belanger, however, does not have the Actually, he does have the speed. My bad. Belanger's going to come around from third, and he will score, and the Orioles get the early lead. Grich will hold at second base. Baylor holds at first, and the Orioles take a 1-0 lead here on an RBI single by Baylor. Baylor now 2 for 2. It'll bring up the vacuum cleaner. Robinson is 0 for 1. Runners at first and second here. Strategy, nothing on the floor. Grich will stay where he is. Still runners at first and second, 1 out in the bottom of the third, but the O's now have a 1-0 lead. Gardner, 4-4, strikeout, 3, swing and a miss, struck them out. And that is the third K for Gardner, 2 away. Robinson didn't strike out much that year, but he will there. And now the very dangerous Boog. Powell is 1 for 1, got a base hit his first time up. And nothing happening on the 19. If Gardner makes a mistake, Powell's probably sending this one to Mars. Gardner, 4-1, strikeout 10, and called strike 3 on Powell. He got him. That's a big K for Gardner. He actually struck out the side. 4th strikeout for Gardner, but 1 run on 2 hits, I should say, and a walk. And the Orioles have a 1-0 lead here after 3. The Orioles take the lead in this important game. The Orioles are 2.5 back of the Yankees for the division in the American League East. But remember, you got to be in the top 3 in order to make the postseason, and you must have a winning record. Top of the 4th, and Roy White leads off. He walked his first time up. 1-0 O's. Dobson, 5-1, strikeout. Not with that 20. White, 3-4, and that's a ground out to third. And it'll be picked up by the vacuum cleaner, and he will toss it over. Carlson is next, 0 for 1. Dobson, 6-6 against the lefty. That's a blank. Carlson, a 6-3, and that's hit to center field. It's a fly ball, and Blair says, I will get it. And he will, 2 down. The batter now is Alou. You know, I never really knew Felipe Alou was on the Yankees. I really didn't know that. Alou is 0 for 1. Dobson will pitch. Dobson, 3-6, range play. Alou, 5-2, ground ball to short. That ball is hit to Mark Belanger. He was good. His range is a 4. He's got it with no problem at all. He'll take his time and toss it over, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3. Go. The Bronx Bombers will go to the bottom of the 4th. Leading off for the O's will be Paul Blair, and he is 0 for 1. 1-0 O's. Gardner, a 2-2, possible error. Blair, 3-6. That's going to be a base hit to center field. Center fielder is Bobby Mercer. His error rating is a 2. That's a 5. He will make the play on it and throw it in, but Blair will have a single. Leadoff base hit for the O's. And the batter will be Echebarren. Echebarren 0 for 1. And Blair had 7 stolen bases. He will not get any here. Infield double play. Gardner is in the pitch. 3-6. Home run chance. Home run chance. Righty. 1-3. 7 is too high. Echebarren. 4-6. And he hits a line drive to third. That is grabbed by Allen. Blair is off the bag. The only way he's doubled off is on a 1. Nope, he'll get back. 1 out. Now the batter will be Dobson. His bunt rating is lousy, but he may try to bunt anyway. Strategy roll. And Blair is staying put. I'm going to let Dobson try to bunt. And I'm going to say the corners will be in, expecting him to bunt here. Well, actually, you know what? Not 1 out. He'll swing away. He will swing away. Gardner with the pitch. Gardner, 2-1. Wild pitch, and that'll help. That's a wild one, and Blair will go to second. So that is a wild pitch. So now Dobson can swing away normally, and that takes away the double play. Re-rolling the strat, nothing happening there. Blair on second base, and now Gardner will pitch. Gardner, 6-1, strikeout, 14, got him easily. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is the 5th K for Gardner, 2 down. Gardner actually having a pretty good game so far with strikeouts. Next batter is Belanger. He's 1 for 2. Blair on it, second. And that's a 20. Gardner turns around, tries to pick him off. No. Blair will get back. Now Gardner will pitch. 6-2. That's at the park. Memorial Stadium, 5-6. And that is a home run to the pull side against the lefty. Belanger needs a 12. And the 18 is too high. And that's just going to be a fly ball to left field. It's going to be at the track and at the wall. But Roy White is going to be there to get it. And the inning is over. Wow, that ball just died. No runs and a hit. Belanger only had 2 home runs. And that one should have probably gone out of here, but it did not. And it is going to stay 1-0 after 4. Yeah, I know the A's are having a little bit of difficulty trying to get the move to Vegas, but I still don't see how that's not going to happen because the other baseball owners do not want to make a trip to Oakland Coliseum. It'll get passed. We go to the top of the 5th. Dobson back on the mound. And John Ellis leads off for the Yanks. He's 0 for 1. Nah, they're not going to Utah. Dobson will pitch. Dobson, 1-4. Wild pitch, ball 1. 1-1. Range play at the park. Memorial Stadium, 6-3. Fly ball, center field. Going after it is Paul Blair. Blair's range was a 4. He will get that again. That's out number 1. Nice play by Blair. As to prevent that from becoming a hit. 1 out. Next batter is Michael. Michael is 0 for 1. Yeah, probably the wind was blowing in. It's the only thing I could think of. Dobson with the pitch. Dobson, 6-2. Range play again. Michael, 3-2. Base hit right past second. But it's a range play for Bobby Grich. He was good. His range is a 2. But he won't get that one. That's going to get right under his glove, and he'll go into the outfield. Michael will have a seeing eye single on that. The next batter is Gardner. Gardner, not that great a bunter. Infield's going to play the corners in, expecting a bunt. And then nothing happening on that. Gardner is going to go ahead and try to bunt this. Philip Reynolds joins us here at Memorial Stadium. Dobson, 1-2, walk. And that is but that's definitely not happening at all. Gardner will lay down the bunt. And the bunt is hit to the third baseman. And that's going to get picked up by Robinson. Gardner's bunt rating is a 3. He is in, so that becomes a 2. That's an 8. It won't matter. That's going to be a successful sacrifice bunt for Gardner, as the only play Robinson has is the first for out number 2. So Gardner moves Michael into scoring position on a sacrifice hit to third. And the next batter is Clark. Clark is 0 for 2. 1-0 Orioles here, top of the 5th at Memorial Stadium. Strategy, nothing on the 12. Dobson will pitch. Dobson, 6-6 against the switch left. That is a blank. Clark, 1-5. That's grounded to first. That'll be handled there by Boog Powell. He says he's got it. And he'll take it himself and retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Yankees. They're still down 1-0 here as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Leading off for the Orioles will be Bobby Grich. He is 1 for 1, a single and a walk. Grich sets up, gets ready for the pitch. Gardner, 3-2, hit by pitch, 12. Nope, that's high. Grich, 2-4, and it's flied to left field. Roy White will get to it for out number 1. Next up is Davis. Davis is 0 for 2. Gardner, a 3-5 against a righty. That's a walk plus 10. That will walk Davis easily, and he will trot to first. Only the second walk given up by Gardner. It will bring up Baylor. Baylor 2 for 2, a single and a double. Infield is at double play, and Davis is staying where he is. Gardner will go ahead and pitch. Gardner, 2-3 against the righty. It's a blank. Baylor, 5-5. Line drive right to short. That is caught. Davis is on first. A 2 or a 3. He's doubled off. He is side retired. That is an L6-3 double play as Baylor hit it hard. Davis way off the bag. Gene Michael throws to first to double him off, and that will end the inning. An L6-3 double play, nothing across except the walk. Still 1-0 Orioles after 5 in a rapidly moving ball game so far. Pitchers duel, and kind of expected, the combined ERA of these two pitchers is 5.6. So you kind of think you're going to get a low-scoring game with an ERA in that range combined. We go to the top of the 6th. Bernie Allen leads off for the Yanks. He's 1 for 2. Dobson, a 5-6. That's a pitcher result. The 11 is high. Allen, 5-4. Ground out to second base. Gritch will go ahead and get to that, and he'll make the play. Throws to first. Next up is Mercer. Mercer is 0 for 2. Dobson, a 3-4. Strikeout. 17 is high. Mercer, 2-3, and that's a line drive to first base, but Powell will snag it for the second out. Next up is White. White is 0 for 1 with a walk. Dobson, 2-4. That's at the park. Memorial Stadium, 6-2, and that's fly to center field. Pretty shallow, but Paul Blair is going to come in there and get it, and he will make the play and end the inning. Dobson pitching very well today. A 1-2-3 inning for him will go to the bottom of the 6th. The vacuum cleaner is up, Mr. Brooks Robinson. He is 0 for 2 tonight, though. Gardner, a 1-2, strikeout 6. Got him! Cold strike 3 on Robinson. Wow, he's not seeing the plate very well tonight. And that is strikeout number 6 for Gardner as Robinson gets called out on strikes. And he'll head back to the bench, not happy with the call, but he'll have to live with it. Here's Powell. Powell 1 for 2. Gardner, 6-6. That's at the park. Memorial Stadium, 2-4. And that is a blank. We will have a rare play with the bases empty. 64. 3-2 pitch called the ball for a walk. Catcher argues call and gets thrown out of the game. So Powell goes to first on a walk. So that is a base on balls. But the catcher, John Ellis of the Yankees, is ejected. So he comes out. And in a way, that really doesn't hurt much because that means Thurman Munson will now take over at catcher. He has to come out from the dugout. Will someone please tell me what he said to the umpire? Every time somebody argues a call, I always seem to miss it. Can someone tell me what he said to the umpire? Munson will take over at catcher, so timeout as I change the stats on the card. So Thurman Munson will now take over at catcher as John Ellis is ejected. Some will have to tell me what he said. Powell's on at first. The batter is Blair. Infield is at double play. He told the umpire to get a stronger prescription of glasses. I don't think that's a stronger prescription of glasses. All right. Well, I don't know if that's reason enough to kick him out. I don't know, but maybe V-Dup, maybe he saw it. I don't know. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 6. Powell will stay where he is. Gardner. 3-6. Home run chance. Righty. 1-3. 18 is too high. Blair. 2-1. That's a ground out to third. Let's see if they turn it. 3-2-3. Second base. Pivot Clark. 0. 1-3. No. Powell easily thrown out at second base. Blair will get there on the fielder's choice for out number 2. It'll now bring up Echebarren. Echebarren is 0 for 2. I remember hearing Carlos Zambrano getting ejected for saying the same thing. Of course, they're giving the PG version. Oh, okay. So he must have used the R-rated version. Okay, thank you there, Vita. I wasn't sure. Strategy, and that's a 3, but Blair's staying where he is. Gardner will pitch. Gardner, 5-2 against a righty. It's a blank. Echebarren, 2-3, and it's popped up. That's a pop fly ball to short, and Gene Michael says he's got it, and he does. And that'll end the inning. Nothing across except a walk and an ejection. As John Ellis is tossed from the game, Munson will now take over behind the plate. But what's more important, it is still 1-0 after 6. And by the way, Gardner is now tired. We'll see if he pitches the 7th. 7th inning is up. And leading off for the Yankees will be Johnny Collison. He's 0 for 2. Dobson sets up and pitches. Dobson, 3-4, strikeout 6. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He'll get Collison. And that is strikeout number 2 for Dobson. Dobson had more strikeouts than Gardner had, but Gardner is throwing some heat tonight. Then again, Gardner did have 14 starts. Dobson at 36. Here's Alou. Alou is 0 for 2. Dobson, 5-2. Walk, 16. That'll be high. Alou, 1-2. And he hits one into left field. That's going to split the gap. Alou's going to slide into second base with a double. So the tying run is now in scoring position. And now we'll see the new catcher, Thurman Munson. May he rest in peace. And I think you should put him in the Hall of Fame anyway. 280 average, 7 homers, 46 RBIs in 72. Because he would have wound up because he was going to be a Hall of Famer. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 9. Alou stays where he is. Dobson will now pitch to Munson, who's now taking over behind the plate. Dobson, 6-2. That is a range play. Munson, 5-5. It's a line drive to short. It's hit the Belanger. His range is a 4. He leaps. He's got it. That's out number 2. Alou, he will be out on a 2 or a 3, and he is. That was hit over, but a great play by Belanger. Throws to second, a double off Alou, and the inning is over. L6-4 double play, no runs and a hit as Munson hit it, but Belanger made a heck of a play. And went ahead there, and they'll settle it. No runs and a hit. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we got 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game. Our next game will be tomorrow night. It will be September 7th. And we're going to go to the stadium by the Three Rivers for a very big game in the National League East, as the Chicago Cubs will take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's a pretty big game as the Cubs are 10.5 back of Pittsburgh, and the Cubs right now have a pretty good hold on second place. They should hold it, but it's a big game out there. It'll be Bert Hooton going for the Cubs, and Nelson Bryles will be going for the Pirates. So that will be a big game coming up tomorrow night at Three Rivers Stadium. The Cubs and the Pirates, Hooton and Bryles. That'll be tomorrow night on Inside Pitch. Bottom of the seventh here, Orioles lead 1-0. Rob Gardner's pitched pretty well tonight. The leadoff batter is Pat Dobson, and he can still pitch. He can still pitch to four other batters. He's going to lead off. This is 1972. So Pat Dobson will lead off against Gardner. Gardner will stay out there as long as he can for now. He's due to bat second in the eighth. Gardner will pitch. Gardner, 4-2. Against the righty, it's a blank. Dobson, 1-1. Base hit right past first, and Dobson will get a single. So that's his first hit of the game. DH? I don't need no stinking DH. Dobson goes ahead and gets to first base on a leadoff single. The batter now is Belanger. I don't think Gardner expected Dobson to go ahead and get one there. Dobson really not a threat to do anything, and he won't. Gardner will pitch to Belanger. 1-0 Orioles, but the Orioles have a man on. Gardner, 5-3, walk, 11, and that is too high. Belanger, 3-2, and that's flied to right. And Carlson is going to go ahead and make the play for out number one. Here comes Gritch. Gritch is 1 for 2, singled and walked. And that's a 20. Gardner fires to first base, and no. Dobson will get back. And now Gardner will pitch to Gritch. Gardner, 3-5 against the righty. That's a walk plus 10, and that 7 is ball 4. So Dobson goes to second. Gritch goes to first on a walk. That is the fourth walk given up by Gardner, and that is going to be it for him. The next batter is Baylor, and that will do it for Gardner. He is coming out. So we will see a new pitcher for the Yankees. The next batter is Davis, and Davis is 0 for 2 with a walk, and they'll probably bring on a righty here, and let's see who they're going to come on to pitch, and it will be, coming on to pitch for the Yankees will be Lindy McDaniel. 3 wins, a loss, no saves, a 2.25 ERA. McDaniel will be the second Yankee pitcher, and he will pitch to Davis at least the next 3 batters. McDaniel can pitch to 8, but he is due to lead bat second. So let's see what we got. So Dobson on at second. Gritch is on at first. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. 1-0 Orioles in a pitcher's duel. Strategy. Nothing on the 17. McDaniel will pitch. McDaniel, 5-6. Walk. 4. That's ball 4. And the bases are full of birds. He walks Davis. And the bases are full of birds for the very dangerous Don Baylor. Baylor is 2 for 3 tonight, a single and a double. Fans here at Memorial Stadium know the Orioles need to win some games to maybe have a shot at winning the division. You win the division, you're at least the number 1 or 2 seed in the postseason. Bases full of birds, strategy roll. And nothing happening. McDaniel will go ahead and pitch to Baylor. Fans here at the stadium are loud. McDaniel will pitch. 1-5 against the righty. It's a blank. Baylor, 4-1, and it's a fly ball to center field. Now, Bobby Mercer's going to get to that. That's going to be out number 2. Baylor, sacrifice fly of 2. No. Dobson, however, a base runner 1. base runner 1. Center fielder Mercer, a -1 arm. It's a 0. Dobson has to hold. Cannot get a run in. 2 away, and here comes the vacuum cleaner. Robinson is 0 for 3. Not had a good night at the plate. He struck out twice. But Robinson can really come through with a big-time hit here. They're going to go with the vacuum cleaner. Bases are still full of birds. Strategy. That's a 20, but McDaniel has no pickoff rating. He will concentrate on Robinson. McDaniel will go ahead and set up. Fans are loud, hoping Brooks can come through with a big hit. McDaniel, 3-1, strikeout. 19 is high. Robinson, 2-3, and it's a ground ball to short. Getting over there is Michael. He'll take it. He's going to throw to second to get Davis, and the Yankees get out of it. No runs, a hit, and a couple of walks. A chance for the Birds to get some runs. And that could bite him in the butt. Still 1-0 after 7. Stadium groans. Yeah, V-Dub, it's good to have you here, my good man. Hey, look, if you got to work, you got to work, bro. Take care of the family. Take care of the family. Take care of yourself. You got to work, you got to work. I completely understand that. Gene Michael leads off for the Yankees. He's 1 for 2. Dobson can still pitch to 4 batters before he tires. They will let him pitch. This is 1972, not 2024. Dobson, 6-4. That's at the park. Memorial Stadium, 2-5. That's flagged to left. And Davis is going to come under it. He'll put it away for out number 1. Pinch hitter coming in for McDaniel. He will leave. And let's see who the Yankees are going to bring out the bat. And it is going to be Ron Blomberg. A .268 average, 14 homers, 49 RBIs. Blomberg will pinch hit against Dobson. 1 out in the top of the 8th. Dobson, 3-1, strikeout. 18 is high. Blomberg, 4-4, ground out. Second base. Gritch will move over a little bit. He's got it. And he'll toss it over for out number 2. 2 down now for Clark. And Clark is 0 for 3. Dobson pitching a gem tonight, holding this Yankee lineup to nothing so far. But there's still 4 outs yet to go. Dobson, 3-2, error on a grounder. Clark, 5-4. Nope, it's a fly ball to left. And once again, Davis is going to get there. He's going to make the catch and retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Yanks. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 1-0 in favor of the O's. Boog Powell leads off for the Orioles. He is 1 for 2, a single and a walk. Yankees need a pitcher. And this is the bottom of the 8th inning, and they're going to go ahead and bring out their best in this case to try to keep it where it is. Coming on to pitch for the Yankees will be the great Sparky Lyle. 9 wins, 5 losses, 35 saves, a 1.92 ERA. Lyle will be the 3rd Yankee pitcher. So here comes Sparky Lyle. And he will lead it off. He will pitch against Boog Powell. Nope. Bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Orioles. Another low-scoring game this season. Lyle, 4-2. Hit by pitch. 4. Not happening. Powell, 3-3. And it's a ground out to second base. Clark is going to go ahead and get that. And he'll toss it over for out number 1. 1 out. Here comes Blair. Blair is 1 for 3. He's got a base hit. Lyle will pitch. Lyle, 4-6 against the righty. That's an automatic out. And it will be a ground out to short. And Gene Michael will go ahead and get that and toss it over to first for out number 2. Here comes Etchebarren. Etchebarren is 0 for 3, but they're going to let him bat. Specifically, not because of his average, but because he has He is excellent behind the plate, and range plays mean pretty much everything in the ninth inning. Lyle will pitch. Lyle, 6-4, possible error. Etchebarren, 4-6. That's a line drive right to third. There won't be an error because there's no errors on lineouts unless you're trying to throw somebody off. Allen is there. He'll make the play, and that's a nice job by Lyle. It's a 1-2-3 inning. 1-0 after 8. But will we see some ninth inning magic? The Yankees always seem to get the most ninth inning magic of all the teams I play. Leading off for the Yankees is Bernie Allen. He's going to bat because he's got massive home run power. Allen is 1 for 3, and you're only down by 1, so a home run ties the game. Dobson's got to be careful. He didn't give up many of them, though. And he is good. The question is he going to pitch? I think you go with Dobson. I think you'll try to get this game in it. He can pitch to one more batter before he tires. But then again, I'm going to check the bullpen and see. The closer for the Orioles is Eddie Watt. But I think you just go with Dobson to see if he gets in trouble, you bring him in. So Pat Dobson will pitch to Bernie Allen here. Top of the ninth, 1-0 Orioles. Orioles trying to hold on to this win. Dobson, 5-4. That is a blank. Allen, 3-6. And it's a ground ball to second base. Gritch is going to go ahead and get it. And he'll toss it over for out number 1. Dobson is now tired, but they're going to let him pitch to Mercer. Mercer is 0 for 3. Orioles shutting down this Yankee team today. In a big game in 1972, Dobson will go ahead and pitch. Dobson, 5-5, error on a throw. Mercer, 1-4, and against the righty, Mercer hits one into center field, and that's going to be a double. There won't be a throwing error, nobody on base. Mercer gets to second base, and the tying run is on. And now the batter is White, and that's going to be it for Dobson, as now they got to bring in the closer. So White is the next batter. He is 0 for 2. And coming on to pitch for the Orioles will be Eddie Watt. 2 wins, 3 losses, 7 saves, a 2.17 ERA. Watt's job is to close this game. Tying run is at second base. Infield is back. And no, you don't walk White because you don't put the go-ahead run on base. Watt will go ahead and pitch. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 11. Mercer's got decent speed. He's at second. Watt will go ahead and he will pitch. Watt, 4-4. Strikeout, 16 is high. White, 2-1. And it's a base hit past first. That'll be a single. Mercer, however, does not have the speed. He will hold at third. His base running rating needed to be a 4 to get Pat to score from second base. And now runners at the corners. And now the batter is Collison. Infield is now in. Watt will have to pitch to Collison. As the Yankees, once again, always seem to get that magic. Mercer on at third, White on at first. Watt will pitch to Collison. Strategy. That is a 3. White not going anywhere, and I'm not hitting and running in this situation. Watt will go ahead, and he will pitch. Watt, 2-3. That's a pitcher result. A lefty. 1-8's an automatic out. That is a 4. And that is a fly ball to center field. Fly out to center. It's caught by Blair for out number 2. Collison, very good at sacrifice flies. A 1-3. No, he doesn't bring him in that way. Mercer, a base runner 3. Center fielder Blair, -1. A 1-2, Mercer will score. Tie game. Stadium groans. Orioles cannot do it as a sacrifice fly from Collison They decide to go ahead and send Mercer. He will score. We're tied at 1. And White is now on at first. And the batter is Alou. Two outs now. Tied at 1, top of the ninth. Ninth inning magic strikes again. White on at first. Watt will go ahead and pitch to Alou. There is 2 outs, though. Strategy. Nothing on the 19. Nobody moving. Watt will pitch to Alou. Watt. 5-3. Home run chance. But Alou has zeros against righty. It's not happening. Alou. 4-2. And he popped it up to short. And that's going to be Belanger getting to that. He'll make the catch and retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits. We're tied at 1. So now will we see some bottom of the ninth inning magic? Sparky Lyle will stay on the mound. As now going to the bottom of the ninth. Pinch hitter coming in for Eddie Watt. As the Orioles will go to the bench. And leading off for the Orioles, pinch hitting, will be Terry Crowley. 231 average, 11 homers, 29 RBIs. Crowley's got home run power. He will go up against Lyle here. Bottom of the ninth, tied at 1. The Orioles could not close the deal. So Lyle will pitch to Crowley, but if Lyle makes a mistake, this game is over. Lyle, 1-3, strikeout, 19 is high. Crowley, 2-6, base hit, right field, the winning run is on. Crowley gets a single, he'll hold there. It'll bring up Belanger. Question is, do you want him to hit? Belanger is a good shortstop, though. So I'm checking the lineup to see what I want to do here. I mean, I can move Grich to short, but then I'm going to bring in Davey to play second base. But then again, Belanger's got good home run power against lefties. His bunt rating is a 3. I'm going to let him bat. I might need the range plays. We're going to let Belanger bat. Infield is at double play depth. Strategy. That is a 16. Belanger does not get the bunt sign. He will swing. Crowley is on at first. Lyle will pitch. Lyle, 3-5. That is a blank. Belanger, 2-3. Base hit, center field. Belanger gets a single. Crowley, base runner 3. Single to center, though, -2. Crowley only gets the third on a 1. No, he'll hold at second base, but the winning run is in scoring position. And now the stadium has gotten loud for a very good hitter in Bobby Grich. Grich is 1 for 2, a single, and walked twice. Infield is at double play depth. Nobody out in the bottom of the ninth. Lyle will go ahead and pitch to Grich. Fans here at Memorial Stadium hoping Grich can do it. He hits lefties better than righties. The Yankees are gonna stick with Lyle. He's your best guy. You gotta count on him. Strategy. Nothing on the 11th. Lyle will go ahead and pitch to Grich. The fans at Memorial Stadium hoping for a big hit. Lyle, 6-6, strikeout 4, swing and a miss, struck him out. That's out number 1 as he gets Grich. Now the batter is Davis. Davis is 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Davis will bat up against Lyle. Lyle will be tired after Davis. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 10. Lyle will go ahead and pitch to Davis. Sparky with the pitch. Sparky, 1-1, strikeout 5, swing and a miss, struck him out. 2 down. As Lyle's reaching back. And now they're going to go with Don Baylor. Lyle is now tired. Baylor does not hit righties that well. The Yankees are due to have the pitcher bat third. The question is, do you let Lyle pitch here? And who do you bring in to pitch for him? You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Lyle. I'm gonna try out. I don't want to game it though. That's the thing. You need to get one out. You're trying to get Baylor. Baylor does not hit righties as well as lefties. So you really need to bring a righty in here. And you're just trying to get one out. And that is exactly what they're going to do. Lyle's going to come out of the game. Yankees are going to go to the bullpen. And they're trying to get one out. Coming on to pitch for the Yankees is going to be Casey Cox. 3 wins, 6 losses, 4 saves, a 4.44 ERA. Casey Cox started the season with the Texas Rangers. He is now on the Yankees. And they're calling him up here to try to get this game into extras. So Casey Cox coming in here to pitch to Baylor. Runners at first and second. Baylor doesn't hit righties as well, but any pitch over the plate is going to be gone. Cox will go ahead, set up. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 6. Cox looking in on Baylor. Fans here are loud. Baylor looking for something to hit. Cox will wind up and he will pitch. 3-1 is a blank. Baylor swings. 5-2, and it's a fly ball. 2-5. 2-5, it's a fly ball to left field. Getting over there is going to be Roy White. He's going to snag it and end the inning. And we've got free baseball. Free baseball. Free baseball here. Get your free baseball. No runs on 2 hits. And the Orioles could not close it. We go to the top of the 10th inning. Tied at 1. Orioles could not close it. Thurman Munson leads off for the Yankees. Orioles will go to the bullpen. And they are coming on to pitch for the Orioles will be Rorik Harrison. 3 wins, 4 losses, 4 saves, a 2.30 ERA. So Harrison will come on to pitch. Ghost runner rules not in effect until a starter has to come in to pitch. I'm not playing 20-inning games here. Top of the 10th, tied at 1. Munson against Rorik Harrison. Harrison, 6'4", strikeout 12. That will miss. Munson, 5'2". It's a fly ball to center field. That's going to be Paul Blair getting to it. And he'll make the catch for out number 1. Next up is Michael. Michael is 1 for 3. Free once a 10th. It was free baseball. Wait, God is up. Let's take a minute. Let's see here. Harrison will go ahead and pitch. Harrison, 3-1, strikeout. 13 is high. Michael, 5-1. That's flied to right field, and Don Baylor's going to get to it. He'll make the play for out number 2. Pinch hitter coming in for Casey Cox. He did his job. And let's see what they're going to do here. And coming on to pinch hit for the Yankees, their bullpen is not the best. Their bench is not the best. Coming on to pinch hit for the Yankees will be Celerino Sanchez, a 248 average and 22 RBIs in 72. Harrison, by the way, can pitch to 9 batters. How long he'll do, I don't know. Harrison will pitch to Celerino. Harrison, 1-5, strikeout 10. That just missed. Sanchez, 4-4, and against the righty, it's a ground ball to first. And Boog Powell will go ahead and get it. He'll make the play and retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Yanks. And we'll go to the bottom of the 10th. Leading off for the Orioles will be Brooks Robinson. He is 0 for 4. Yankees need a pitcher. And coming on to pitch for the Yankees will be Fred Bean. 1 win, 3 losses, 3 saves, a 2.34 ERA. Bean is now the 5th Yankee pitcher, and he'll go up against Robinson here. Bottom of the 10th, tied at 1. Bean. 5-6, error on a grounder. Robinson, 2-2. That's a ground ball to first. That ball is hit to Alou. His error rating is an 8. That's an 18. He'll go ahead and get it. Bean will come on over. Alou will toss it to him for the out. So 1 down on a ground out to first. And here's Powell. Powell is 1 for 3, a single and a walk. Bean will go ahead and pitch. Bean, 2-5, strikeout 2, swing and a miss. Struck him out, 2 away. And now here's Blair. Blair is 1 for 4. Bean, he'll pitch. Bean, 4-2, strikeout 7, swing and a miss. Struck him out. Bean gets him, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for the Orioles. Nothing across. More free baseball coming up. Time out here for a second, as I'm missing somebody. Let me do with Robinson. Where did I put him? Oh, I put him on the, yeah, okay. Okay, Robinson is batting 5th. Time out here as I placed the card where it shouldn't have went. I had to find it. Okay. We go to the top of the 11th inning. Harrison will come back on the mound, and he can pitch to still 6 batters. Top of the order for the Yankees, here's Horace Clark. Clark is 0 for 4. So top of the 11th, tied at 1 here. Harrison with the pitch. Harrison, 1-6, hit by pitch, 5, plunk, ouch. He hits him. Harrison hits Clark, and now the go-ahead run is on base on a hit batter. First hit by pitch of the game. The next batter is Allen. Allen is going to bat. He's got home run power. He is 1 for 4. Infield is a double play depth. Clark does have thieving ability. That's an 18. He's not going. Allen is going to bat. Harrison will pitch to Allen. Horace Clark is on it first. Harrison, 6-5, strikeout, swing and a miss. Struck him out. He'll get Allen. 1 down, and here comes Mercer. Mercer 1 for 4 with a double. Clark, he'll stay where he is. Harrison keeping him at the plate, keeping him on base. Harrison looking in on Mercer. Here comes the pitch. 5-1 against the lefty. It's a blank. Mercer, 1-1, ground out to short. Do they turn it? 1, 2, 3. Second base, pivot, grid 0, 1-3. No, Clark is thrown out at second base. Mercer will make it to first for out number 2. On the fielder's choice. And now here comes White. White is 1 for 3, a single and a walk. Anything on Strat? 14 says no. Mercer on it first. Harrison sets up against White here in the top of the 11th inning. Harrison, 1-4. Wild pitch. Yep, Mercer's going to second. Harrison threw that over the head of the catcher, and that is a wild pitch. And now the go-ahead run is in scoring position. And with 2 outs, I'll re-roll the Strat, and again, nothing happening. Harrison will continue to pitch to White. Fans here at Memorial Stadium hoping for a pitch. Harrison will deal. Harrison, 6-4. Strikeout 12, that's high. White, 6-5. It's a power hit to right field. That's a 17, and it's just going to be enough. That's going to be a double for Roy White. Mercer will come around. He will score. Yankees take the lead 2-1. Stadium groans. A double for Roy White. He just got it on a 17, and that is enough. 2-1 Yankees, and now the batter is Collison. Collison is 0 for 4. 2-1 here in the top of the 11th. Harrison will pitch to Collison. Strategy roll. That's a 7, nothing happening. Harrison now just trying to keep the inning where it is. Harrison will deal. 4-6, wild pitch, and that will be all over everywhere. I don't know where that ball went, but White's going to third. Second wild pitch of the inning thrown by Harrison. And now another wild pitch will score an insurance run. Harrison will still deal with Collison. Fans hoping for something. Harrison will pitch. Let's re-roll the strat. Nothing happening. Harrison with the deal. Harrison 1-3. That is a blank. Collison 2-1, and that's a ground ball to short. That'll be picked up by Belanger. He's got it. He throws to first to retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 wild pitches, and a hit batter. As we will go to the bottom of the 11th. I got OCD. What do you want me to do? Bottom of the 11th inning, 2-1 Yankees. Fred Bean is going to come in. He is going to pitch. He can pitch to 5 batters before he tires. And he is a very good pitcher. Leading off for the Orioles is Andy Etchebarren. Question is he going to bat? And the answer is no. Etchebarren going to come out of the game. And coming on to pinch hit for the Orioles will be Johnny Oates. He'll take over at catcher as well. 261 average, 4 homers, 21 RBIs. So Johnny Oates will pinch hit here against Fred Bean. 2-1 Yankees, bottom of the 11th. The Orioles led this game all the way until the 9th. Bean with the pitch. Bean, 2-6, strikeout 20, that is high. Oates, 1-4, it's a power hit to right field, but that's a 19, it's going to be too high, and going after it is Collison will have room, and that's out number 1. Well, Oates got a hold of it, but not quite enough. We'll see a pinch hitter for Rorik Harrison, as the Orioles will go to the bench once more. And coming on to bat for the Orioles, he only had 11 at-bats, but in this case, we can use them. Coming on to bat for the Orioles is a very young Al Bunbury. He had a 364 average in 1972. A very young Al Bunbury. I'm going to use him here. It's extra innings. You can use anybody you want. Bean will go ahead and pitch to Bunbury. Bunbury did have no RBIs, but he's going to go up against Bean here. Bean will go ahead, and he will pitch. Bean, 3-5, strikeout 1. Yes! Cold strike 3 on Bunbury, and I think it's the first time this happened. And I'll show you what's up. A 3-5 is a strikeout. Bunbury against a righty is a 0. But a +1 from the stadium makes him a 1. That is a 1, and Bunbury cannot believe it. Wow, boy, do the Yankees get all the rolls here. 2 down. And now the batter is Belanger. And Belanger, is he going to bat? Belanger's at short. Who else can play? Do I have another shortstop if necessary? If I move Grich to short, who can play second? I got to make sure I can do it. Yeah, we can do it. Belanger's going to come back. And coming on to pinch hit now for the Orioles will be Rich Coggins. This is one thing about having September call-ups. You get some extra players you can use. So here comes Rich Coggins to go up against Bean. He had a 333 average and an RBI. Bottom of the 11, 2-1. Yankees trying to pull off a big comeback here. Bean will go up against Coggins. 2 outs. Fans here at Memorial Stadium hoping the Orioles can keep it going. Bean with the pitch. 6-2. That is a range play. Coggins. 5-1. It's a ground ball to second base. Horace Clark is going for it. His range is a 3. Nope, it'll be a base hit. Coggins keeps it going. Coggins gets a single. And now the batter is Grich. Grich is 1 for 3, a single and 2 walks. So Coggins now at first base. Bean will pitch to Grich. Bean could still pitch to 2 more batters. 2 outs. The tying run is at first. Grich is the winning run. Coggins sets up. Bean will go ahead prepare. Strategy rolls are still on. That's a 14. Nothing happening. Bean will concentrate on Grich. Coggins on it first. The fans are loud. Bean will pitch. 2-1 against the righty. It's a blank. Grich will swing. 6-6. And he popped it up. He pops it up to shortstop. Gene Michael going into the outfield, but he says it. He's got it. Puts out his glove. Blop. And the ball falls into it. That's your game. The Yankees pull this win away from the Orioles and win it 2-1. Yankees win. Yankees win. Duh! Yankees win. Stadium barfs. Yeah. No runs and a hit. The Orioles own the game all the way to the 9th. The Yankees score 1 in the 9th, 1 in the 11th, and will take a 2-1 win over the Birds. Definitely Game of the Year candidate. What a win for the Yanks to come back. As 9th inning magic strikes again for the Yankees, like it always seems to do. And the Yankees are going to get the win. Final line score coming up. For the Yankees, 2 runs on 7 hits and no errors. For the Orioles, 1 run, 10 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher is Red Bean. He's going to go ahead and get the win. Rorik Harrison is going to wind up with the loss. What a tough loss for the Orioles. And now they're going to be at least 3.5 back until, of course, we get the 10-minute ticker. What a victory there for the Yankees as they're going to get the win. We are not done yet. 10-minute ticker coming right up. Remember that, what was it? Remember that when the Orioles had bases loaded and couldn't get anybody in? Yeah. That's what happens. You don't get run. That's what happens. You don't get runs like that. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. So the Yankees win the second game of the doubleheader. Let's see if they won the first one. Yankees at Baltimore. Yankees 6-12, and that is 0. Orioles 7-22, that is 1. So they actually split the twin bill. So the Orioles are still 2.5 back. Minnesota and the White Sox in a doubleheader. Minnesota 11-25, and that is 3. White Sox 7-61, that is 5. Game 1. Game 2, Minnesota 11-45, and that's 4. White Sox 8-43, and that's 3. They'll split 1. Cleveland and Detroit. Remember, the Indians are 1 game under 500. Indians 1-35, and that is 2. Tigers 2-15, that's 0. So now the Indians are back to 500, at least for now. Boston at Milwaukee in a doubleheader. Red Sox 10-56, that is 6. Brewers 4-55, that is 4. The Bo Sox win the first one. Boston 17-62, and that is 8. Milwaukee 9-53, that is 5. Bo Sox will win both games. California at Oakland. Oakland's magic number to clinch a playoff berth is 4. Angels 2-22, and that is 1. Oakland 11-24, and that's 2. So Oakland wins that one. California 4-31, that is 2. Athletics 6-14, that's 0. They'll split the bill. Kansas City at Texas. Royals 13-24, that is 3. Rangers 0-16, that is 0. And Kansas City holding on very strong to the second place. They should have no problem getting in the postseason. But they're going to have to. But they're probably either going to have to host or make a wild card or host the wild card game. Atlanta at Houston. Atlanta 12-53, and that is 5. Astros 14-44, and that is also 5. They will go to extras. Atlanta rolls a 3 plus 2 is 5. Astros roll a 2 plus 0. Atlanta will get the win. The Astros are not dead. The Braves are not done yet. Reds and the Dodgers in a big doubleheader for those two. Reds 12-65, that's 8. Dodgers 12-61, that's 6. The Reds win the first one. Reds 10-64, that is 7. Dodgers 11-35, that is 3. And both games belong to the Reds. Cubs and the Mets. The Mets are at 500, a half game ahead of the Cardinals for third. Mets got to get wins, but the Cubs, they have been excellent. They're going to make the postseason and probably as the number 3, as either the 3 or the 4 seed. But this is a big-time doubleheader. Cubs 9-65, that is 7. Mets 6-35, that is 3. The Cubs win the first one. Cubs 15-44, and that is 5. Mets 10-64, that's 7. We'll split the twin bill, and the Mets are still at 500. Philadelphia and the Pirates doubleheader. Phillies 3-31, that is 1. Pirates 17-15, that is 2. Pirates win the first. Phillies 6-42, that is 3. Pirates 26-54, that is 9. And the Pirates win both games. Giants and the Padres. Giants 15-16, that is 2. Padres 124, that's 1. That will be a win for the Giants. Expos and the Cardinals in a big doubleheader. Cardinals are still a half game back of the Mets for third, but they're still, and they are under 500 for only 1 game. Can the Expos help my Mets out? Montreal 3-25, that is 1. Cardinals 12-15, that's 2. Cardinals will win the first. Game 2, Montreal 9-65, that is 7. Cardinals 11-31, and that is 3. And the Cardinals will stay right where they're at as they split the twin bill. September 5, Yankees at Baltimore. Yankees 7-21, and that is 1. Orioles 16-51, that is 6. The O's will win that one. Minnesota and the White Sox. Minnesota 15-61, and that is 7. White Sox 7-42, and that is 3. The White Sox were one of the better teams in this season, and they have really underachieved. Cleveland and Detroit. Indians 5-51, that is 3. Tigers 14-22, and that's 3. We will have extras. Cleveland rolls a 6 plus 0. Tigers roll a 5 plus 1 is 6. It's a tie, which means Detroit will win the game in extras. Boston at Milwaukee by virtue of home field. Boston at Milwaukee. Red Sox 13-66, that's 10. Brewers 8-64, that's 7. That's another win for the Bo Sox. Kansas City at Texas. Kansas City 11-46, and that is 5. Rangers 6-65, that is 7. That's a bad loss for the Royals, but the Royals are in pretty good shape. Atlanta and Houston. Braves 16-22, that's 3. Astros 19-45, that is 6, and the Astros get the win. Reds and the Dodgers. Reds 8-15, that's 1. Dodgers 8-16, that's 1. They'll go to extras. Reds roll a 3 plus 0. Dodgers roll a 6 plus 0. That will be a win for the Dodgers. Cubs and the Mets. Once again, the Mets got to get wins. Seaver is on the mound in this game. Cubs and the Mets. Cubs 10-66, that's 9. Mets 6-64, that's 6. And again, my Mets just cannot win the big game. Giants and the Padres. Giants 15-55, that is 7. Padres 10-62, and that's 6. That will be a win for the G-Men. Expos and the Cardinals. Can the Cardinals go ahead and get back to 500? Expos 655, that is 4. Cardinals 826, that is 2. And the Cardinals cannot still get back to 500. The Mets aren't doing it, but the Cardinals aren't helping themselves, losing to the Expos. September 6th, Detroit at Baltimore. Detroit 3-14, and that is 0. Orioles 5-64, and that is 6. That'll be a win for the O's. Yankees at Boston. Yankees 11-51, and that is 5. Red Sox 11-65, that is 8. And the Red Sox win 4 games tonight. Oakland at the White Sox. Oakland 10-12, that's 0. White Sox 6-13, that's 0. So they played a game that nobody wanted to win. Oakland rolls, both teams roll a 5. Oakland -1, White Sox +3. That will be a win for Oakland in extras. Milwaukee at Cleveland in a big-time doubleheader. Cleveland needs the game's meaningless for Milwaukee. Cleveland's got to get wins. Milwaukee 7-32, and that is 2. Indians 5-13. Boy, they're not getting any help. That's 0. They'll lose that to the Brewers. Milwaukee 9-63, that is 6. Cleveland 124, that is 1. And the Indians lose both games to the Milwaukee Brewers, who are not even in it. California at Kansas City. Angels 14-42, and that is 5. Royals 10-52, and that is also 5. We will have extras there. Cali rolls a 6 plus 4 is 10. That's a 1. I don't need to go any further. That will be a win for the Angels. Minnesota at Texas. Minnesota 13-21, and that is 2. Rangers 643, and that is 3. That's a win for the Rangers. Reds and the Dodgers. Reds trying to continue to win here. Reds 1355, that is 6. Dodgers 1152, and that is 5. That game belongs to the Reds. Expos and the Mets. The Mets have had good games against Montreal, and the Mets got to get wins. Expos 1853, and that is 7. I don't think that's going to be enough. Mets 755, and that is 5. And my Mets have a rough night. Cardinals and the Phillies. The Cardinals have not been able to get up to the Mets, and the Cardinals are losing games they need to win. They're under 500. Cardinals 1334, and that is 4. Phillies 10-12, that's 0, and the Cardinals will get a win. Cubs and the Pirates. We have these two tomorrow. Cubs 10-46, and that is 4. Pirates 23-53, and that is 8. And the Bucks just blow up the Cubs. Giants and the Padres. Giants 21-34, and that is 5. Padres 5-26, and that is 2. And that will be a win for the G-Men. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be at Three Rivers Stadium for a big game in the National League East. The Chicago Cubs will take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bert Hooton will be going for the Cubs, and Nelson Bryles will be going for the Pirates. The Pirates still have a commanding lead in the National League East. Cubs are trying to inch closer if possible while maintaining second place. They should have no problem with that. But it's a big game tomorrow night. Cubs and the Pirates. Hooton and Bryles. Be there or be square. Vita Productions, PFL-QR, David Vega, Brandon Baker, Sports Time Machine, Utah Mike, Sean 1113, Dan Atkins, and Phoenix Knight, Doug Sessoms, Doug Hunt, John Haverly, and Philip Reynolds, Joel Turney, Bernard Strom, DJP, and Jeremy Brooks, of course. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. I'm pretty sure this game deserved it. Subscribe if you're not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Ninth inning magic strikes again for the Yankees. Down 1-0 through 8. They scored 1 in the 9th, 1 in the 11th, and win this in 11 innings, 2-1 over the Birds. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.